Welcome back. Boy, the housing market is hot, and if you are in the market to buy a home this year, socially distant and virtual home tours are likely what you'll experience. Deidre Davis, MSUFCU Chief Marketing Officer, is going to join us this morning right now to share more and offer some home buying strategies. Hi, Deidre.
Hello, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. What should you expect? What should we all expect if we're looking for a home this year? What's it going to look like?
Yeah, well, 2020 certainly changed what buying a home looked like. And so we saw virtual home tours, e-closings, smaller open houses to keep everyone safe and physically socially distanced, and also a lot of virtual meetings. And so as you're out there looking for a new home, you should expect much of the same, because what we found was that those were really efficient for people and very effective. And so I expect that we'll see those continue for the next several months.
Yep, those. So you still can get to a house for an open house. You can still physically walk through. Just realize you probably have to make an appointment, and it'll be a much smaller group. What about prep? Something that maybe we can get some paperwork ahead of time. What should we be doing before we even step foot into a home?
Yeah, one of the most important things to do is really get your finances in order. And so you want to take a look at your credit report, see if there is any inaccuracy whatsoever listed, and then get that corrected, because the potential lender that you work with will in fact pull your credit. So you want to make sure that you're proactive in getting anything that is incorrect on that solved. You also want to take a look at your credit score. And so oftentimes you can receive your credit score from your financial institution. And that credit score, the higher the score, the better, because that means that you'll typically get a lower rate, which means a lower payment for you. And of course, that means that potentially you could buy more house or have more in your account to save for other purposes.
Well, not to put you on the spot, Deidre, but is there a magic number we should be going for there? I mean, for your credit score?
Right. So not necessarily, but if you're in the 700 or above, that will typically be in the good or very good score range, I meant to say. And also, if you're not there, talk to your financial institution, because they can also offer you ways to improve that score and steps to take, and they can give you a lot of guidance. And so, if it's not where maybe you want it to be or it should be, don't be alarmed, and don't think that you're out of the market, so to speak.
Now, you mentioned a lender, obviously, MSU Federal Credit Union, one of those. What should people be looking for in a lender?
Yeah, so you want to look for a lender that has a solid reputation, one that is upfront about any fees that might be associated with a mortgage or any other product you're looking at, as well as is clear about what their rates are. And then you also want to work with someone who is willing to kind of educate you and walk with you through the process, and someone who makes the process easy for you. So if you don't understand what you're doing, you should not proceed in the realm of finances, because it's such a major part of your financial picture, a mortgage. And so be sure that you're working with someone that you trust and that is really walking you through the process and explaining things to you. And don't be afraid to ask questions, because again, that's how sometimes you can figure out which lender is the right fit for you.
And how powerful are these pre-approvals? I mean, I know having a pre-approved loan is a pretty big deal, right?
Yes, it really is. So pre-approvals are important for a couple of reasons. And one of those reasons being that the seller will more oftentimes see you as a more serious buyer. So if there's a couple bids or offers on the house and you have a pre-approval, that really tells that seller that you have been approved for the funds needed to purchase that. And so they might give you preference over someone else, even if the dollars were exactly the same. And then the other reason it's really important is that it helps you know what price range home you should be looking at. And so that can help you avoid any kind of maybe disappointment if you were not ultimately approved for a loan in the price range of house you were looking at. And then, once you start looking at those that you're approved for, sometimes you might think, oh, it's not as nice. It doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. But if you know your budget going into it, then you'll be much better off in the long run.
Thank you so much for the information, Deidre. And of course, MSUFCU has great deals for first-time home buyers. You've got the home equity lines. You can even do this all on the mobile app too. You want to learn more? MSUFCU.org. We'll be right back.